Hi, my name is Simi Johal, and I'm the instructional tech coach here at ACIS. I want to give you a quick run through Fuel Ed. This is just so you can see it, get an overview, and then you can look at the more in-depth trainings to get a better idea of how to run the system. So when you go to Fuel Ed, you always sign in to peak.getfuel.com /login. If you, for some reason, get pushed out of the system, which if you stay idle for 30 minutes, it will log you out, always go back to this URL to log in. If you try to log in to the screen you get logged out of, it's not going to log you back in. Now, this is Fuel Ed. We've got a couple of tabs here. The dashboard tab will just give you a quick overview of all your students' progress. The performance tab is where you're going to see your individual students. This is going to give you a breakdown of how they're doing academically. You'll see a progress bar, and even here you can click on that actions button to quickly email each of your students about their progress or even sending them their username and password when they forget. The Peak Office, think of it as a file cabinet of all your students. You can look up an individual student and get all their information. So I'm just going to look up myself. This is where you'll be able to get their username, their password. For students, you'll even be able to see their quiz codes and their test codes, who their guardian is. This is basically just all their data. This is a great place to go if a student forgets their username and password, or you need to give them a quiz code, or you even want to look up their activity, like when they're logging in, how long they're logging in for, what they're spending their time on. That all happens in the Peak office. Your classes and your students' classes will all be in Brightspace. That is basically the file cabinet for all classes. Now, I'm just going to click on one of my English classes to give you an idea of what a Fuel Ed class looks like. Now, as you can see, you'll have a toolbar up top, and then you have, if you scroll down, you as a teacher can add announcements here, okay? Scroll down, students can quickly see their class content. The calendar button, if you add calendar events to the class, the students will see it here. If you click on content, this is where you're basically going to live in this tab. This is where you will notice modules, okay? The first tab is your course materials button. This is where the syllabus lives. Your teacher contact information can be updated here. Grading information. The teacher resources button is where you will find a draft version of a pacing guide, and you can update that pacing guide and post it here for your students. If you click on the units, this is where you as a teacher can click through your units and get an idea of what the content is. Students will be able to do this also. So if I just click on this introduction unit, now, I want you to know that when students initially log in, or even when teachers initially log in, there's going to be a spinning dial. This is because you click here, the Flash player is blocked. For some reason, Fuel Ed automatically blocks the Flash player. The majority of your students are going to say, hey, my Fuel Ed content's not loading. This is why. They have to allow the Flash player. And I have some tutorials on that in your Fuel Ed training course. Now, teachers and students, you're going to get to view content basically the same way. As a teacher, you're going to need to click through each unit to get an idea of what assignments are there, what rubrics are there, and the students need to do this also. Now there's links, there's games, you'll see more of this as you navigate your course. The main thing for teachers and students is when you go through a unit, you want to go through the unit in order. If you skip around, it's not gonna make sense because all of the content, like activities, um, assignment details, rubrics, they're all embedded in these links. So for the content to make sense, you have to go through it step by step by step, okay? Once students click through units, they'll get check marks showing that they've completed assignments. You as a teacher can use this area to edit your course, to modify your course, and there's training material on how to do so. If you click on progress, you'll be able to see your individual student progress, grades. Once students are imported into your class, you're going to see almost like a spreadsheet version of the students. And this is where you'll get icons of what information has been submitted. This is where you will grade information. I'm just going to skip over to the tools button. This area here, if you click on quick eval, this will allow you to see all of the assignments submitted in all of your courses. So if you want to quickly grade all of your classes, just go to tools in any of your courses, quick eval, and you'll notice once there's students in here, you can do this multi-course quick evaluation and you can start grading student work for all of your classes in one screen. The class list is where you'll have a bunch of students here and you can bulk email all your students information. Those are the two components you'll use the most. This is where you can also click on your assignments, discussions, manage your quizzes in order to edit things or modify things. And the service station is very important for you. This is where you're going to get all your troubleshooting questions and answers. I am here to answer questions, but I'm going to refer you to the service station first because they will give you quick almost 24-hour access to get help when needed. So if you click on the service station and you click student support, you can chat, you can call, or you can create a case. The chat now feature is super awesome. You will be able to chat with someone in real time, and it's a field ed teacher, and they can walk you through any questions you have about troubleshooting. They even will give you information about the specific content of the course. If a link's not working, you can't find something, they will give you information on that. Students can also go to this service station and chat, and they can work with a teacher to get tutoring on this information or basic troubleshooting. So the better you train your students on how to use this, the easier time they will have getting their questions answered, the less emails you will get about specific troubleshooting things. So that is a very quick overview of just what FieldEd looks like, what the tabs are, and where to click. Now to get more detailed information, you can go through the tutorial that I created step by step, and you'll be well on your way to do great with FieldEd this year.